That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to
Shut up, monkey.
home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me just let me That clock keeps ticking like a metronome, and my thoughts keep telling me to get me home, but my balls keep telling me to let me fuck all that shit, just let me go.
Yeah, I'm broadcasting live from North Europe. This is Badass Friday special podcast in all the known land. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Tommy Seethe. Shot down to the point. I'm behind the glass. I got Mr. Matt. Actually, you're co-hosting. Vault's behind the glass. Well, I don't know. Whatever.
I'm the guy with one leg.
Hey,
and I'm there.
Yeah.
Well, I got disabled and POC. Check.
We are woke, baby. We're here.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like, well, nobody really does what I do, but sounds German, $5. Okay, I'm here. Entertain me. Dance, monkey. Dance. Where's an old one? That's a great. There's one we should put up. Dance, monkey, dance. That was Keem started yelling it. That's how Doc got his name. It was the monkey. Oh, that's so funny. Dance, monkey, dance. Yeah, that's how he got it. Listen, I'm doing a Friday special because I'm greedy. No, I wanted to do it today because I'm greedy, and I watched bits and pieces of the podcast. I say me and Tex, well, I think we watched the first 20 minutes. There is so much to talk about. I really couldn't capture it all. I had Matt go, I don't know, I mean, it's like it's every scene, and we can only really do more than 20 minutes. You know,
I watched the whole episode and I timestamped everything, and I want to die.
Yeah, it's just the same stuff over and over again. It's just an incredible lack of self-awareness. I mean, we're talking about a guy that participated in the program. Well, I mean, or advised the program, the creator would eventually become creator and creator harassment. Become hoist by on his own petard. A guy that really makes the case why Keem should be deplatformed on a episode basis, on a anytime he's on YouTube basis, cry about being snitched on. It's truly incredible. Yeah. And I can see why he can get there, because one thing I noticed is, God, does he have yes men? And look, I'm not dumping them more than I think is necessary, because everybody wants to keep a job and it's COVID, and I get all that stuff. But at one point, one of them says, we want everybody to have a platform. Bitch, all you do is talk about people that need to be off the platform or lose their AdSense or their sponsors. David Dobrik. And I also want to point out something else. Young YouTube fans, I want to point out something very important. For all his bitching about, and I know nobody's brought this up, about, I don't know, Trisha Paytas stabbing in the back, which is a backstab. There's no doubt about it. I mean, welcome to drama. You wanted to be a drama channel. You became a drama channel. You're one of the most respected YouTubers on the planet. Now you're no better than me. Congratulations. For all the complaining about this, he did the same thing. You heard it. Why? Because you know who I am. And you know why I have this show. He did it to Leafy unbaited. It's the same thing. He ran to Keemstar when it was convenient and he wanted to get even with somebody else. And Trisha did it right back to him. Something he should have thought about before he dumped her. I mean, he really didn't know how conniving she could be. I mean, she doesn't even have to make sense. Willie and Billy the Fridge proved that. That's what makes her funny. Because she's a walking contradiction. And it's just like, it's like the creator harassment program. You have getting in bed with Trisha Paytas. You've gotten in bed with Keemstar before to get even. You're not above this. You got in bed with Leafy to get in bed with, to get on Pyro. This is nothing new for you. Just for some reason, everybody thought you were above it. And when it came out, don't give them a platform. What was the whole quote? You remember that, Paul? Don't give Pyro a platform to defend himself. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was it. Like everybody thought it was a one-off. How could the moral center of the YouTube universe be involved in such petty drama? The truth, he's always probably been on petty drama. That's why people believe you went to Susan. That's why people believe it. Another thing I want to point out before we start watching this, at one point, oh Jesus, just slipped my mind. Well, I guess we're gonna have to watch it now.
Nice.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Why not watch it now? So we got a good chunk of this podcast, and then apparently I forgot something about Deaf Noodles. We'll get into that too, because that's incredible. I really couldn't encapsulate all of this, because I don't want to watch everything. You want to get the reactions first time. The only danger with that is I might start repeating myself, but that's 17 minutes. We can hang it. So let's watch Ethan Klein mold, cope, and seethe. Actually, it should be mold, seethe, and cope. About someone who essentially got hoisted by his own petard. He asked for this. Literally asked for this. He promotes this. It's too funny.
Talking about how she loves conversation. She just free speech, dude. Conversation, marketplace of ideas. All of a sudden, Trisha's a First Amendment warrior who just wants to enter the marketplace of ideas.
Well, SFTP.
Like what? Where did this come from? I've literally never heard her talk like that. Except the problem with Trisha is that she can't keep track of her own bullshit.
No kidding. That's why people like her. It's been proved to me. Like, how did you not know she was full of shit?
Yeah. Can I say that the free market ideas joke was actually funny the first time he said it, but he says it over and over and over on this podcast that he just fucking.
Oh, he's not for that. He's not for the free market of ideas. He's for
saying that Trisha.
I want to mess with people. I want to. First of all, I don't think goofing on people's harassment. Harassment is if you're calling them on the phone, threatening them, and the whole nine. Everything. This word harassment has been totally bastardized by the left and people like him. You're getting goofed on. No. He wants this stuff because he doesn't think it'll be enforced on him. And oh, lucky him, he got enforced. So it's obvious that Keem is important to the platform as H3. And they all probably just want him to stop.
Okay. Here she is, just like not that long ago on Frenemies. Here's what she said about Keemstar. So you've got Marketplace of Ideas, Trisha. I'm just here for have a conversation.
I'm going to bet hard
Here's
that she
Trisha
contradicts
a few
herself.
months ago.
I'm
reacting to Keemstar.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
And quite frankly, I do not believe the alleged victim. And I don't want to.
She shouldn't even be allowed on YouTube. Like, I will never say it about any channel except for this.
What did she say?
Like,
she shouldn't be allowed. He shouldn't be allowed on YouTube for having an opinion.
Yeah.
Your whole thing is cancel culture. We got the fat cancel culture god and the sniveling friggin' beta cancel culture god. Oh, look at everybody. Trisha Paytas is full of shit. What a revelation. Hey, guess what didn't happen today when I woke up? There wasn't a line of thing. There wasn't a line. There was no Emery Twitter explosion. Hey, Tommy, you really got to check out the podcast. Ethan made a lot of good points. You didn't make one good point. All you did was bitch. Bitch and complain. Why he gets cock gobbled. By people that he probably doesn't even like all that much. I mean, when he shouted out Deaf Noodles and he ruined Deaf Noodles. Deaf Noodles does not know not to double down. And by him going on here, even Deaf Noodles admits that his credibility has been destroyed. He says it's because they don't get the joke. but he doesn't know whether he wants to be, you know, someone who portrays truthful information or do something satirical. I want to be able to call people pedophiles and sex abusers and then just hide behind a comedy. That was you! That was you, Ethan! And he shouts out Comic Cop. Hardy fucking har.
Nice.
Yeah, who's
That's
doing it right?
a good point.
Comic Cop's having a good week, man.
Yeah.
Man, he's been killing it.
Yeah. Oh, don't go after him too much. I still want him around. I think he's blinded by this dude. He's not a good dude.
No,
man.
I'm congratulating him. He's having a good week.
Yeah, I suppose. I wouldn't want to have a good week like this. I'd rather have a bad week.
You know what I mean? I don't think any other channel should be banned off YouTube except for literally Keemstar.
What? She wants to deplatform Keemstar.
So do you.
Because he said he doesn't believe Jake Paul's accuser.
Neither did you. We ought to go back and look at what he was saying about Jake Paul then.
Damn, it's crazy how she just...
Yeah, I wonder what he was saying about Keemstar saying that back. I bet it sounded a lot like maybe a little more refined as Trisha Paytas.
She completely... just changed completely. But here she is 1 week ago saying... 1 week ago!
Shocking.
What? It's like, okay, that was a few months. People could change it. This is 1 week ago on her show talking about Keemstar.
Wow. Shocking.
And at the end of the day, I always will have like Ethan's back. Like the idea of even going on like John Mueller, I was just like, you know, because like regardless.
I was so wrong about Trisha Paytas, Ethan. Thanks for exposing this to me, that she's just have a dual personality and she'll say anything to get ahead.
Yeah, who would have thought? My God.
Yeah, who knew?
Like, you know what? I was all about fucking Keemstar and Mom's Basement and Trisha until I watched his podcast yesterday and I learned a lot of things. I was kind of wrong. My apologies, Ethan.
Regardless, like we're gonna have to see each other, right? Like have a wedding coming up. Like I hope they come. All stuff like that. Like we have to see each other eventually. So I'm not trying to like. Also, ew, John Mueller trash. Like I'm not that bad. Like Keemstar called me irrelevant. Like I'm not that bottom of the barrel yet. Like I'm not that irrelevant yet. Like
I guess she hit the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah.
I guess she is that irrelevant. Happened in the course of a week. She's kind of dissing herself in the most severe way possible right now.
I doubt she gives a rat's ass. You think Trisha Paytas sits home at night? It's like, you know, I can't stand that my credibility is not where it should be. I've made so many contradictory statements and I flip-flopped so many times. I really am concerned that people just might not take me seriously. Or is it doesn't matter. The only people that watch me are stupid. And Willie and Billy Fridge. They're either stupid or they get it. You know, it's really that.
We need to cut that up, Zach, and have her going, I am irrelevant. I am bottom of the barrel.
You got it.
Thank you.
they come to me when I'm like
He's a little smile on his face. He looked very satisfied.
in a cardboard box. But even then, I probably wouldn't go on John Mueller. Like I'd rather just be living in a cardboard box, like chill in peace, whatever.
Okay, time to move into that cardboard box, Trisha. I mean, what a hypocrite. What a immoral. She has no beliefs in anything.
No, she's a psychopath like you.
When
you
did her
only
opinion
feign it.
change?
She's not. Yeah, that's the difference between you and her. She's smart. She's not smart enough to feign it, and you are.
Somewhere between 1 week ago.
Yeah, the stream was all crying. Tommy, why do we care? All your content have is H3 involved somehow. No, I don't. You can look at my list of stuff. You're wrong. And if you don't care, leave. Get the fuck out of here. People want to see what a hypocrite this guy is. People want to see that the moral voice of YouTube is just another YouTuber that doesn't believe anything he says. And what's even funnier, he's talking about another YouTuber that doesn't believe anything they say. That's hysterical. That's hysterical. If you don't get it, well, get lost.
And when Keemstar got our channel suspended and she could tap
And why don't you go back to all my content when I defended this guy?
dance on my grave with Keemstar, when did that change? And then the ultimate irony,
get
of
you
course,
back, stupid.
is that I jokingly predicted this exact thing to happen on episode 3 of Frenemies. Listen to this.
Jokingly.
I hated you. Trying to like drive.
No, how about this? You don't like her and you didn't trust her, and then you try to frame it as a joke and got it. Yeah, sure. I jokingly, no, he didn't. This frenemy is never going to last. It's too good.
Oh,
That's a
Jesus. Sorry. I fricked up. Here, guys. Let's try that one more time.
I hated you, huh?
You're such like a Judas, how you flip-flop between camps. I'm sure you'll be friends with Keemstar in a month from now.
Absolutely.
Being
not.
like,
no.
yeah, Ethan's fucking, I used to go to his house, and you'll start making up shit like, yep, Judas.
There's no such thing as a coincidence.
There's really not.
Yeah, like everybody knows she screwed you. Everybody knows this was her opportunity to get you back because it would drive you crazy. Newsflash, if that was the goal, she wins. I don't even think I don't even think he's that hurt. I think he's just swinging as best he can. He's trying to do as much. Everybody in the situation is trying to do damage to each other. The circular firing squad. That's all that's going on here. I don't think for a minute that what Keem is doing is any better or any worse than what they're doing. I would say he's better at it. I would say it's more entertaining. But I'm glad, no relatives of mine are not coming to my wedding over it. I would never allow this. I know how things work. I would never allow this. I would never get my family involved in something like this. I would never get involved with Trisha Paytas, ever. I'd interview her. That's about it. I wouldn't go to a business deal with her. For fuck's sake. Well, maybe, I shouldn't say that. Because I do the same thing with Baited. I'd work with her, take the money, and then when it ran out, it ran out. I can deal with her angry hate squad.
Wake up. So anyway, of course, Trisha wants to deplatform Keemstar. She thinks he's the worst. And Keemstar...
Who's feeding him? He can't even think on his own. Somebody's got to write for him.
Also, at this time...
I think I'm reading as a chat, bitch.
Posted this video of them... a little backstage clip. Of course, Keemstar just playing her like for a fool, just a pawn in his dumb game.
Yeah, and she's playing
weird
you.
Game. So he posted this clip of them all laughing and having a good time.
Does he not grasp
I guess everyone looks heavier on it. Maybe the way you sit.
He
lost weight?
He's had his little fat boy stages. I go through them too, but like he's skinny right now.
Yeah.
You know what
I hate the fact that he's skinnier than me.
I did keto for a while and lost it gradually, which was good.
What is keto?
That's like a diet, like a lot of meat, mostly meat and vegetables, I believe. And there's it does some sort of I can't remember what it's called, but it like crunches your diet up and makes you lose fat quickly.
Send me that. Find something.
Yeah, ketogenic. And you go into a ketosis is what they call it.
What's a ketosis?
It's like you get the flu for a little bit while, you get kind of sick, and as your body adjusts to the diet.
Ketosis.
Sounds like COVID.
Yeah, kind of. A zero carb diet. Okay.
I'm glad I did that, but recently I've just been raging. And
I remember I tried a carb diet, and me and my ex-girlfriend were we couldn't get it. We couldn't find any food that didn't have carbs in it. We went to fucking Kentucky Fried Chicken, started peeling off the fucking fried parts. We were just so fucking hungry. It was a mess.
Just eating once a day, and
because you're happier in a new relationship now.
Yes.
So
right there, look at it.
Oh wait, really?
You're too. He's fucking 5 years younger than me.
Yeah.
She's not a child.
I'm too old for it. He's 39.
Oh my gosh.
That's just
How did that get blown? Okay, anyways, first of all,
chains on it.
Dude, there's so much to unpack in this clip. Okay, why do you think Keemstar posted this clip to tease the podcast? Do you guys want to take any guesses? Could it be because Moses is on the couch?
You're
and
a
he wanted
genius.
to rock the boat that way?
You're a genius.
Is it because
how did he
his
come to this
20-year-old
conclusion?
girlfriend that Trisha just ripped into him a week ago is sitting?
Who in his stupid, boring content consuming audience doesn't know this? Who?
Right there next to Moses, and everyone's just happy-go-lucky. And Trisha literally says, "How did this story get blown out of proportion, girl? What?"
I mentioned
that's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
Can you put your body in a ketosis, which burns more fat because you're extremely low carb diet? It's basically the 21 of Atkins. Am I too old for it? What happens when you go in diabetes? I don't have diabetes. Not yet.
I'd like you'd ask Jeff that.
Am I too old for it, or am I too fat for it? I'm too fat for a diet. That'd be funny.
What? How did this story get so blown out of proportion?
Good. Go look at what you have to say.
1 week ago, okay?
Because you have no thoughts of yourself, like most YouTubers.
Enemies podcast.
Read what they're typing you.
Whatever the fuck that is. By the way, Trisha, if you're going to complain about my production quality, you better get your ass. You better, like, if you're going to make a podcast called Enemies, you better fucking, like, get the editor, get the producer, get the sound guy that you said that we needed that was so professional. Like, what the fuck? She canceled the show because our production quality wasn't up to her standards. And she's sitting in an empty room, echoey as fuck, totally unedited.
Oh, that never worked before on YouTube.
It's dog shit. I mean, the quality is dog shit.
Yeah, you know what? Talk to Charlie about that. That guy has a good microphone, and that's it. And he's a better YouTuber than 20 of you guys rolled up together. Listen to this. This has nothing to do with anything. Oh yeah, you know what? I hate Trisha Paytas now. She has bad production quality. Oh wait, I'm a YouTube fan. I don't care about that, dipshit.
I'm not making a value judgment on what she's saying. I'm just saying, if you're going to quit the show because the production's not up to your quality, you better fucking step it up.
She quit the show because of you, asshole. And then she lied about the reason she quit. Is it so hard to figure out?
5%.
Shit, dude.
5%.
100%. Here she is talking about... Okay. Trisha says, how did this get so blown out of proportion? 1 week ago... Go ahead,
playing Daniel Keem, then you're an actual creep in real life. Like, you are actually a real life perv, a real life just creep, just evil, just a nasty old man. That's like,
you know what's great? Ethan doesn't realize that this proves that Keem doesn't give a shit, and Ethan does. This proves it, because he would put on somebody or work with somebody that's calling, essentially, hitting this pervert and a pedophile. And he put her on 2 weeks later. And then what's Ethan going to say throughout this? I don't care anymore.
hurting this girl in ways that she may not know, but you know.
Guys, what do I say about this?
Tap out. I lose.
Speak for itself.
She said, how did it get blown out of proportion? You. Well, it wasn't really blown out of proportion. It was a good story, but wait
a minute. It wasn't really purported. It was a good story. So he's a pedo? He's bad as she is.
Ironically, I probably wouldn't have even made that video without this, because I think that's how we found out about it.
The name
it's her fault.
of the episode that we got banned for was Trisha versus Keemstar.
Right.
And it was because of the back and forth between them.
God, how did it get so blown out of proportion?
Who?
But she's like, there's nothing wrong with that relationship.
That's a lot of money.
Now that I see you and I'm too cowardly to call you out for it.
I love it.
I love it. You coward. Spineless.
You're projecting.
She is so spineless.
It's coming from a guy that gets another guy to do his debates for him. You're spineless. That's an only insult that hurts. Women don't care if they're called cowards.
Money, I guess, for a person of color.
They never care. You have no principle. Yeah, man, the fuck up, Trisha.
Angry
it really
people
is cool.
do not have peace.
Only men care about that because they have to keep their phony man image up. Trisha don't give a rat's ass. Why don't you know that? How come you know so little about life in your 30s? Or people, for that matter. You know how to sell them something. That's about it.
Just sit there in front of Keemstar and his girlfriend and act like, how did this get blown out of proportion? Oh, my God. How are you real? Okay, so let's take a big step back here. So Trisha goes, this is the marketplace of ideas, guys. We just sit and we have a podcast. Okay. So Keem, so you know how? Okay, so let me.
Ethan, I'm going to beat you
That's
to
a
the
lot
punch
of
here.
money, I guess.
They're just
for
trying
a
to fuck
person
with
of
you.
color.
All right, we know that. And he's so desperately trying to convince his audience that already knows, yeah, they're just doing it to spite you. But he believes that if I just say this right and hit the right heartstring, that everybody's going to be like, oh my God, I didn't see this coming. Most people accept that you're a drama YouTuber now. Trisha might care because she looks like a man. Ooh, Jack, that's hard. That's
set
hard.
the stage here. Gabby Hanna.
This is good.
Defended this guy Curtis.
Not true.
I forget his last name. He R-worded this girl Jessie. I forget the last names, but it was a big story. And Trisha was like, Gabby. Lepore was the Curtis guy, and Jessie what? Smiles. So this is all very recent, by the way. This isn't like years ago. This is from June 8th. Okay, that's like a few months ago. And what was one of Trisha's most unhinged videos of all time. Look at that shot, bro. That's laying on a kitchen floor. That's not even sitting. She's straight up. Her whole body's on the floor. The lower she gets to the ground, the more unhinged the video is. Okay, so listen to what she says about Gabby, who she accuses of being an R-word apologist. And let's just remember the context here. Keemstar defends Curtis and said way worse things. So she's conveniently forgetting about this, but let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's watch.
She's such a phony.
Also, this message with Gabby Hanna. Gabby Hanna, you still suck. You are a scary-ass bitch, and you are a rape apologist. Those phone calls prove that you are an actual rape apologist, which you denied.
Phone calls prove she wasn't. At one point, Gabby says, it's not like I'm friends with this person, as William Maxwell pointed out. And then she responds, what's her name? Jessie Smiles?
Jess Smiles.
I'm not saying that. So there you go. This is even the top 10 Trisha meltdown. This video might have... Yeah, I know. So you got the story wrong. No wonder you like Deaf Noodles.
Denied, and you are the lowest, most disgusting form of human being ever. And don't think for a second that last Friday's episode of you.
How much you want to bet she doesn't believe this shit either? That she doesn't care?
All Trisha's doing is cutting a promo.
Yeah, that's what she's doing. Like, what makes you think like she wouldn't like if it wasn't if it was politically if she had the clout capital to support Curtis Lepore and she thought it would get her more clout, she would do that. I mean, like nothing is shocking here.
Had anything to do with you. In fact, I'd rather them change
this woman would blow Hitler. I mean, come on. You know?
Title. I asked them not to change the title to Trisha Storms Out. Please change the title to Trisha Storms.
This woman would come on here, even though I said she'd blow Hitler. How do you not know this?
Because that's why people are watching that and not you, Gabby. No one gives a fuck. I'm so sick that I even talked about you, that I have allowed you to just absolutely eat.
And she's just jumping in. Gabby's got nothing to do with her.
Way at me, but now also Jessie and all these other people that you've been an absolutely disgusting, vile person to. You are disgusting. You are a liar and a psychopath, and you need serious help. So don't even think for a second that you're trolling or winning or anyone thinks you're relevant.
So she has that much energy for an R-word apologist, but keep the same energy because Keemstar on the same exact situation said way worse things. And if you care about Jessie Smiles, she seemed to have been way more offended by what Keemstar said than Gabby. I
don't think she's offended at all. I don't think she cares at all. She's farming all the suckers that watch your boring, nasally program. That apparently, boy, you need people feeding you stuff constantly. You're constantly looking down at that screen. Oh my God, what's the matter? You don't have any faith in what you're saying? Do you believe what you're saying? How many times have you fed me? Like with text? I'll tell you 0 because we don't have the capabilities to do that I'm aware of. Not once.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
I couldn't even do that, to be honest with you. I couldn't. I'd be looking up and down like him. And it would take all the sincerity out of it. Ethan talking like he's holding back tears. Well, he's definitely more.
Hate cases of R-word, says Keemstar. In most cases, only 2 people in the world actually know what happened. Everyone else has to guess. The Jessie Smiles and Curtis story is so hard to believe because they were boyfriend and girlfriend. So
When was that
Keemstar's
written?
thesis, which he's hit on many times, is that you cannot R-word your girlfriend.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for
It's
a person
impossible.
of color.
What was he convicted of again? Because they dropped the rape. What was it again?
Assault, I believe.
Assault?
I believe it was assault.
And he didn't
I'm
do any
gonna
time,
double-
right? He didn't do any time.
I believe he did not do any time.
Sounds like he couldn't prove it. Sounds like the DA didn't have enough.
They're your property to do whatever you want with. But the truth is, none of us actually know what happened. So here's Jessie, the girl that
No, he wasn't convicted. None of that.
Trisha's so passionate about protecting. You have handled this situation.
He got felony assault, arson.
Just to
Somebody wrote
confirm,
arson.
Tom.
What? Yeah.
Just to confirm, Lepore took a plea deal in the case. The rape charges were dropped, and he pleaded guilty to felony assault in February 2015.
Well, that doesn't change my statement. If
No,
they
I'm
were
just
so
confirming.
confident they were going to get first-degree rape, they would have not offered them the plea deal.
Right.
I mean,
And
that's
it was
the way that.
reduced to
Look, I'm not saying anything outrageous here. That's how the system works.
Yeah.
Nobody ever knows what the jury's going to do. Let's be safe with it. I'll give this guy a charge. He'll have felony on his record. I'll offer him no time, and I'll make it look like I did my job. That's all it is. We had Leo or Lesser on here. They only do it if they're going to gain from it or they're going to lose from it. That's why. That's how district attorneys do their job all over the world. That's it.
It was reduced to a misdemeanor in 2015.
Oh, all right. Now we don't have a felony anymore.
Yeah.
So guess what that means? The district attorney thought Curtis Lepore's lawyer had more cards than he did. It's poker. They're literally looking at their hand. That's what's going on here. So it's very clear the district attorney didn't think he'd get a conviction. So, but they wanted something, if I had to guess, because Jesse Smiles following. Same reason Boogie got charged. The only reason Boogie ever got charged is because he's on YouTube and he's got 1 million subs. It's the only reason. The only reason. It's just how you might say it's fucked up, and it probably is, but it's just the way it works. I don't even know if there's a better way to work it. I'm not even complaining about the system. It's just the way it is. So in some sense, Keem's right. Like, you don't know what to believe. He wasn't even the DA wasn't confident. But they wanted to say they got something, so they go back, well, we got something. Here's what we got. Interesting that nobody's mad at him for offering him a plea. I never hear that. And all these Gabby types, have you ever heard any outrage about the district attorney offering him a plea? I haven't. Has Jesse Smiles expressed outrage over that we know of? I don't know. I mean, I honestly, I don't know.
Not that I know of.
That would be interesting.
Yeah.
That would make sense. If I was Jesse Smiles, I would be furious.
With such poor taste. You're right. You don't know what happened, but you sure felt like you did all these years when you consistently called me a liar, mocked my accusations. Sorry you hate all these R-word cases. By the way, it must be hard on you. And she included.
Do we have to start saying R-word?
A screenshot of Keemstar saying, sorry, Jesse Smiles, tagged her on Twitter. Only has 140 characters. Please don't accuse me of R-word. He's making a joke out of it. Basically accusing her of making false, allegations. This is just one specific example of Keemstar's continued history of not believing victims. And actually, here.
You know my rant on that. You can already hear it. I'm just going to project it to you. You can believe what you want to believe. It doesn't make you a bad person.
Curious, Jake Paul was accused of essay. Again, recent. Trisha knows all about this. We talked about it on Frenemies, and here is what he said about that.
How does that happen? Wouldn't she have to open her mouth and participate in some way for that to happen? Can't you just turn your head, or can't you just get is there some way to force oral sex on someone? I mean,
So once again, Keemstar is saying that you cannot orally R-word someone because you can just turn your head. He's blaming the victim, calling her a liar. And you know all this. So where's your energy for Keemstar, the R-word apologist, that you have for Gabby? It's entirely inconsistent. And you
look at what somebody's telling you to say.
Definitely know that Keemstar harassed Hila for a year, calling her a horse, tweeting pictures of...
Yeah, he's getting... how phony is his podcast? Like, look, he's looking directly into the screen. He just randomly goes into the Hila stuff. Like, he's a prop. He doesn't even have an opinion for himself. And Clown was... I didn't even believe that. Clown was so right about these people. They don't have any opinions. They just want to be famous.
Of horses at me. You definitely know how he harassed AB's wife during the same time.
Oh, should be off of
pictures
YouTube?
of witches.
Should be off of
his
YouTube?
wife looked like a witch.
Should he be off of YouTube?
Which is it? Do you care about victims or do you not? Because
wait a minute. Is he trying to say that Hila getting sent a horse makes her a victim of something other than being mocked? Are you kidding me? You don't care about victims like Hila? I mean, like, how did this get all intertwined with R-word allegations? I don't know. Maybe it doesn't make any sense. Maybe he's not reading what he's being told to say. Interesting, he doesn't trust himself.
Honestly can't tell.
Either right now, the fact that he can't admit that he did something wrong, like publicly, and I'm still getting all this hate about it. It's like annoying.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody's hating on you for going on Keemstar's podcast.
What? Rewind. What?
Yeah, I had to rewind that like
That
3 or 4 times.
Like how many times?
Either right now, the fact that he can't admit that he did something wrong, like publicly, and I'm still getting all this hate about it. It's like annoying.
Yeah, I'm sure nobody's hating on you for going on Keemstar's podcast. Being a total tool hypocrite.
You're hating on him the whole time.
Basically spent like the better part of the last 2 years talking about what a piece of shit Keemstar is and how he should be deplatformed. And now all of a sudden, when you have an opportunity to tap dance on my grave with him, you take it and within 2 hours of being suspended. You
put a 1 in the chat if you're glad Trisha tap danced on his grave. Put a 1 in the chat if you find it terribly, terribly entertaining. Put a 1 in the chat if he's getting exactly what he asked for. He asked for all of this, and he doesn't even realize it. God.
It's like, bruh, you're such a traitor.
You're a traitor. I thought you weren't mad at her.
Didn't come back, and like it sucks because I really did like frenemies. Like I was down to go the next day to film. He's like, "Will you film tomorrow after a big fight?" I was like, "Yeah." And then that's when he told me like the crew wasn't comfortable, and then that's when I lost my shit because I was like, he screenshot my shit.
I mentioned it to my YouTube rep. I'm like, "Can you do this stuff on YouTube?" And he's like, "No, I don't think so."
Here he is.
So then it got age restricted. And I was like,
here he is admitting to getting our Keemstar puppet sketch.
And you know what? If you weren't such a shit, Keem would have actually took some shit for that because he certainly snitched. You've heard it here from day one. What was my first video when I came back? Keemstar snitched. Big fucking letters. Thanks, Rams. Good to see you. Rams damn near OG. And did you see it? If you were more likable, people would actually care. But you traded it all in for the content nuke.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Pre-content nuke, people would have cared about this. Instead of this circular firing squad. How many circular firing squads has Keem survived?
Age restricted, by the way.
Okay, well, something.
Did he get age restricted or strike? That's a big difference.
For that,
So that's
right?
He got age restricted for one. One of his videos got age restricted.
So the one where he humps the doll? Yeah.
Yes, that got
How did he not know that? I mean, I once had an effigy of Joe Cronin and beat him with a blue dildo. That got age restricted. Like, how does he not know that? I've known that for years. That happened in 2015.
I did flag because I made a Twitter video tagging CEO.
You didn't report it though.
I didn't do it through YouTube, no.
Weird. That's so. Well, that's also why I was like, let me just talk to Keem so he don't flag me.
And by the way, that's a snitch. He snitched. Okay, he snitched. Old Keem would have fucking gone. He'd be in the chat right. Am I wrong, Vault? He would be in the chat right now screaming at me that.
Oh yeah, he would. He would.
Oh yeah.
New Keem is just like, he just doesn't say anything this time.
New Keem
He has changed a
with his
lot.
girlfriend.
He has changed. Nah, he's been like this a while. I've taken shots at him before. He doesn't really do anything. He doesn't turn it into... Because remember, we did have a lull in the war where we were kind of cool with each other, and then we went right back to war. Because I made an offhand comment, and he'd come in and start screaming at me and whatever, and then the war was back on. Tom, please watch Trisha's video. Which one, Emily?
I would never. I want to bully. I want to harass. I want to fucking talk.
I would not say that. Like bullying and harassment is bullshit. I want to be able to make fun of people, not being called bully and harass. I hate that. I hate the fact that it's like part of the lexicon now. I'm not even criticizing him. I get what he's saying. He's doing it for expedience, but it's so infuriating. You know what else is infuriating? I want a new mic. I want a new goddamn cam. I really do, because everything in my arcade looks pink and it makes me nuts. That's actually red. I got like police lights. This sucks. I don't
Pink's
know why.
a good color for you, Tom.
I need a new camera. The funny thing is I don't need a new camera. This is a really good camera. It just looks pink and it pisses me off. I don't like it. Sorry. Now I'm getting like technicals.
Shit, I do.
Toxic, man.
I want to roast this guy, but I can't because YouTube won't let me. But he could say, I got a little dick, fuck puppets. Like, what is this?
By the way, Keemstar's lying. He can say whatever he wants about me. He just can't stand the fucking heat.
That's the funniest shit ever.
That's bullshit.
That's the funniest shit ever. Guess what? Guess why that doesn't work? Keemstar said death to all Jews. This is awful. That was a deplatforming attempt. And you know what context he sent it to you, because you guys were cool at the time. And it was talking about the PewDiePie
That's a lot of
things.
money, I guess.
He wasn't saying death to
person
all
of
Jews,
color.
including you. I'd call it dry snitch. Not really snitching. It's snitch, but dry snitch. You can fucking, I don't know what category. It's a snitch. It is what it is. Just can't get mad about it. And here's another thing. Let's say I was livid. Like, what can I do? I haven't said anything I ever have to say about that guy. Oh, and let's not forget the fact that he's, helped me out a lot the last 2-3 years. So it would be kind of like a fucking... If I'm willing to accept him back in my life... By the way, we're not friends. We're friendly, okay? That's a big difference. Like, if something really bad happened to him or something, I would reach out. Like, I would reach out to anybody who follows me. Like, are you okay? Blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but I mean, like, he's not coming to me for, like, a friendly advice or let's hang out. Or I wasn't even invited. I couldn't even play Sea of Thieves. I'm fucking pissed off about that. But it would be kind of a backstab at this point if I pretended to give a fuck, because I just don't. I'll pretend to give a fuck out of principle, and I'll just, farm the hate. But that's the worst part. Like, there's no hate to farm because everybody hates Ethan. I couldn't even farm this heat. Heat, whatever.
I tried to ruin my life as many times as possible. It didn't work. And now he's got nothing to say about me. So we shit on him all we want. He can't say.
He's got plenty to say about you. Are you kidding me? He could shit on you all night and motherfucking day.
Anything. So now he's crying. Oh, YouTube doesn't let me talk about him. You're a fucking liar. Because guess what? I'm still sitting here calling you a piece of shit.
Ooh,
that you are a horrible person. And I'm never going to.
And I think you should be off of. Oops.
Beta. Stop calling you out because YouTube never told me don't talk about Keemstar. I mean, you're lying.
All right, that's interesting. Now, we were under the impression, I think it was back in June or May, that Keemstar said that they talked to them both. Okay? This is the first I'm hearing Ethan denied that, right? And it's just like everything else. All right? I don't believe him. Why did he wait so long? So let's think about this, guys. I actually believe Keem that they did go to both, or at least he was told that. Okay, and I'll tell you why. Keem was on saying, "I'm not doing stuff on Drama. I'm not doing stuff on YouTube." You all saw it. It was back in May or June of last year, and they told us both to cool off. All right. Why wouldn't? The first thing I would do, I know exactly what I would do, because I have a podcast. I'd go on my podcast, play that clip, and say, no, they didn't.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
The day it happened. The day it happened. So I don't believe it. I actually believe they talked to you. Or at least Keem was told that. The day it happened. Not a year and a half later. or a year later. I don't know. I can't remember when that happened. I want to say that happened in April, or I can't remember when he wrote it, when he posted that. Ethan's backdrop is interesting. By the way, Ryan Kavanaugh's the head of Triller, who has a lawsuit against defamation. Yeah, you think that would be the last motherfucking thing he would be doing, DM King? He's in a lawsuit with the guy he's goofing on. Smart. I hope you hide the money, Hilla. Oh, don't you worry. He's not in charge of anything. I just figure if it runs out, I got everything saved and I control all the money. So, you know, I'll just let him do his thing. That's all. What you gonna do, you know? He's like, my Ethan is his own man. So, I'm coming up with shirts and clothing to make sure that the next generation of kids get beat up in school. That's what I'm doing. It's very profitable. So I don't know. I don't believe him. I mean, Keem could be lying past him, but I mean, no, it doesn't make any sense. Like, why did you wait a year to say that? Because I thought about this all day. I was like, well, maybe Keem lied. I was like, no, why would he? Because all he had to do, he would embarrass the ever living shit out of Keem the day he lied about it.
You just can't stand the heat, bro. You can't stand that I have a little puppet about you. Where's the puppet? Grab the puppet.
If he can't stand the heat of the little puppet, then how can he stand to put a woman in his podcast, admittedly to get back at you, that essentially call him a pedophile?
That's a lot of money.
I'm not buying this that he's taking it so hard. Not that it matters. My favorite impression of anyone by anyone is Tommy doing, my name is Hilla Klein. I am American immigrant, and I've got a big business because my husband does what he's told. About a year ago, he stopped doing what he was told. And we started losing sponsors and YouTube, but I hate YouTube. It's not like I'm a hot chick or anything. It's not like I'm doing OnlyFans. So what I'm hoping is YouTube gives him 3 strikes so we can, work on a real business. It's called Teddy Fresh. It's lots of block colors. If you hate your kids, buy Teddy Fresh. They are sure to get stuffed in locker. In fact, we're coming up with a locker line very soon. It'll look like all sorts of lockers. Meat lockers, school lockers, you name it.
Right. And I think that is like the hypocrisy of Ethan.
I'm not going to fuck the puppet. I'm not doing that. I've changed. I've reformed.
Good. That was wrong.
Bitch.
It's big of you to admit that you were wrong.
I thought he got age restricted for that. Big deal.
I was wrong. I shouldn't have fucked the puppet.
So how many strikes does he have?
Well, the 1 strike I know for sure. I don't know. I was told he had 2 strikes, but I don't know.
He's probably got 1 strike. What a bitch.
That clearly upset Keemstar.
Yep. It was too far.
Enough to complain to YouTube about it.
Yep.
It was too far. I shouldn't have fucked the puppet.
Yeah. That said, we believe...
I think it's pretty funny, though.
Thank you, AB.
That everybody deserves a platform and free speech here at the H3 Podcast.
Yeah, except we're always talking about in the H3 Podcast, the Frenemies Podcast, the After Dark Podcast, how he needs to go. It's incredible. What is it like to get blowjobs from grown men all fucking day? Star Killer, this friggin' idiot. It's incredible. And this shit works. If you sit there and just ignore his hypocrisy, he'll give you a shout out, give you a fucking job.
Yeah, Tommy, it was 1 strike on main and 1 on the highlight channel.
What was the strike for on the highlight channel?
I'm gonna ask real quick. I'm gonna figure it out.
Because it couldn't have been for fucking the dog. Because that just got age restricted.
Well,
that
yeah,
stays
that
up.
was months ago. The strike happened. Yeah.
The strike happened months ago. I thought it happened when I was on vacation last week.
No. The age restriction happened months ago.
Well, then how could Keem fucking have that anything to do with that? If it was months ago.
Keem said he reached out to
months ago or the other day.
Yeah, both times. Months ago.
Okay.
He reached out and said, "Hey, how is he getting away with fucking this doll? You know, like shouldn't that should that go down on YouTube?" I believe he said that on his Mom's Basement podcast.
Okay.
Some people on the internet.
Some people on the internet. The cancel culture show is upset about getting strikes when they want to dish them out to everybody else. It's just fucking unbelievable.
Even though it's my constitutional right to be able to fuck this puppet, YouTube.
It's not cancel culture. It's consequence culture. This is a consequence. It's not about you don't have constitutional rights on YouTube, Ethan.
Doesn't like it. So this is a puppet of Keemstar. He goes, Ethan, you are a fucking hypocrite, which is all he basically says.
Ethan looks like a guy you should make eye contact with in the New York subways. Well, I'm from the New York area, Arts by Sakura, and yeah, he might start talking to you.
Yeah, chill out.
Lovebot. Keem is not happy about this one.
Yeah.
All right. So turns out Keemstar was charged. Oh, the Pyrocynical subreddit.
Yes, exactly.
5 years ago. Wow.
I did find this article though, but this was yeah. There was actually multiple articles written about it at the time.
So how do we know this is about Keemstar?
Well, so it's somebody named Daniel M. Keene.
Mm-hmm.
He was 24 in 2006. Matches up with Keem's age.
What's his
he was
middle name?
Arcade, New York, which is just outside of Buffalo, New
Daniel
York.
motherfucking Keene.
And I mean, let's be real. It's fucking Keem.
Okay, so let's see. Police arrest Daniel M. Keem, 24, and his homie Dustin, charging them with arson in the 5th degree and criminal trespassing in the 3rd degree. Charges stem after Wellsville police reported seeing smoke coming from the bathrooms within the Lagoon recreation area.
Sounds like college prank to me. Sounds like a bunch of guys being assholes.
That's a lot of money.
Did you really think that he set a family's house on fire and masturbated while they burned inside? No, it was being an idiot. A little old to be that kind of an idiot, I admit, but he's arsonist.
They said he was a teen at first, and I was like,
nah, he's 24. I gotta be honest with you. I might have fucking done that at 20. I don't know, at 24, no. I'd calm down a bit by the time I was 24. I definitely would have done that at 20.
I mean, Keem says he's young at heart, right? So maybe he was like 14 at the time, mentally.
He's 24 now. That's why he's dating
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that's why he's dating 20-year-old.
Upon further investigations, it was discovered that the two subjects were lighting fireworks within the bathroom and caused some damage to the bathroom.
How much would I bet the two idiots had fireworks? They start throwing them at each other.
Probably.
Yeah. And like laughing like a bunch of idiots. And then you get arson.
Roman candles.
Yeah. It's probably, hey, watch this. Dude, you almost hit me. Fuck you. You know?
And then it catches on fire. And like, oh shit. Get out.
After a short foot pursuit.
He ran. I wouldn't run from that. I was like, fuck, we got caught.
He ran from the police.
Ran from the cops.
The two were caught and brought to the station where they were processed.
What? You can't run?
I said I can't run from that, so.
Well, you could throw your fucking cane at them.
You could crawl away.
Throw your cane at them. That'd be great.
And held pending their arraignment in the morning.
Keem is fast as fuck, but he wasn't fast enough that day.
Not fast as fuck enough, boy. Interesting. Fireworks in the bathroom doesn't seem that bad, to be honest.
I mean, doesn't that seem like something like you get caught for doing as like a 12 or 13-year-old? This dude was 24.
24, that's a little hard. Well, he said, I don't like to change.
It's true.
Yeah.
Neither do you.
A 24-year-old, and then you're running from the police. I mean, that's pretty amazing.
That's pretty funny, actually. Can you imagine this Keem and Daniel Brinsky or whatever his name was, just like legging it some recreation park? Stop! Stop!
I think when they put the handcuffs on Keem, he was like, "Why am I getting hate?"
Why? I wasn't there. I bet he lied. 20 when he's a child, but 24 is like. Look, I'm not gonna say it's mature. I'm just not gonna act like I'm above it. Probably do it now. To be honest with you. If we all in a fucking bathroom in the fucking woods and somebody had fireworks and fucking Vault was taking a leak, I would fucking shoot a Roman candle right at his ass. right now, I'm 45. Because I just like, I could see him trying to like, move out of the way, but he doesn't want to show his dick. So I was like, guys, stop, guys. That would still be funny to me. I don't know. Maybe it's because I was in the army. Yeah,
that's how you get me, dude.
That's
Tommy shot a.
You know what it is? My maturity was trapped. I literally like lost maturity points when I went in the army because it's a young man's game. And so do I know this is the 40-year-old guys too. Like everybody is like in college mentality forever. And I still think shit's like, that's funny. I think that's fucking funny. Yeah. Yeah, I never got to this stage because I noticed my brother-in-law and my sister-in-law. They like their whole thing is they're adults now. And they like project it like all fucking day. Like I don't like go out of my way and say, hey, look, I'm a man child. Look at my some of it's like pumped up here for obvious entertainment reasons. No one's gonna. Do you really want me to start sending into? I literally, if I was them, I was like, well, I'm too good to talk about this. Next issue. And it just looks like such a chore. But I don't sit there and at the same time I don't like, look how young and youthful I don't do that shit either. I don't know. I give a fuck. What's the
Deaf Noodles?
Yeah, that I want to hear.
So 104.17 is when they first start talking about them, and it goes on for about 4 or 5 minutes.
104. I'm done with Trisha Paytas. No, you're not. 104.17.
Yes.
I'll get out of my way. Thing app. Okay, here we go.
I love it.
Wow, dude. Yeah, I mean, obviously, if Trisha cared at all, Keemstar, it's obvious, and he's admitted to getting us suspended. Here, Deaf Noodles has got the receipts. Shout out to Deaf Noodles. Here.
I had my own issue with Keemstar. I made the first video towards Keemstar. Ethan inserted himself in it.
Some truth in that.
And his channel got banned. Keem did not do the strike on his channel.
That's bullshit. There's plenty of evidence that Keemstar messaged YouTube about the video, not only on Twitter, but he...
No, I think what she meant was that he didn't do the strike because he's taking what he said in the podcast. I don't think he did the strike either. I think he's much smarter in a post-Monday Matt world to do it from there. He's going to do it behind the scenes. So he did admit to that, but he didn't like do the strike, so to speak. So it's probably just taking her out of context a little bit.
He literally said in a video that he sent numerous emails to YouTube throughout the years tattling on Ethan.
Did he really?
Susan, Team YouTube, everybody.
Wait, hold on, Zach. Play the baby music.
He said that he sent numerous emails? That's the first I'm hearing of that.
That's when I heard it on the podcast, I was waiting for them to show.
I know he tagged her in the tweet, but that's all I thought that happened. I know he went to his rep.
That sounds
numerous emails.
I know that he
so Death Noodles haven't changed at all. Maybe I was going to make this case that Ethan kind of ruined him, but probably not.
Music.
Numerous emails. That's the first time I'm hearing that.
I'm so sorry, mommy.
I mean, he did. Yeah, he did. That's a lot harder of a snitch.
Star versus H3H3 and YouTube staff. Explain that to me. Why is there blatant favoritism? I have the emails. I have all the proof to back it up.
Wait.
That's a lot of money, I guess, for a person of color.
I have the emails. What?
No, because he said that like
Keem, I'm so sorry, mommy.
Keemstar versus H3H3 and YouTube staff. Explain that to me. Why is there blatant favoritism? I have the emails. I have all the proof to back it up. I have sent emails.
What emails is he talking about?
Well, I think there's the emails that he probably got when he was going after Ethan.
Okay.
But he also says, I sent emails too, so I don't know.
Okay, let me hear.
When he broke TOS saying, hey.
Oh, well, no. Death Noodles is right. I sent emails when he this is a hard snitch then, for sure. And this is a danger to the platform, and this is no fucking good. Nope, Death Noodles is right. Gotta get. I'm sorry. As big a garbage can as he is, he got it right. This is the first time I'm hearing about it. Keep in mind, I wasn't here for any of this shit. And I like reacting to stuff. If I watch something offline, it always sucks when I watch it online. So
Hey, look, he's doing the same thing that you threatened to kick me out of the partnership program.
The guy fucking confessed in video. He tagged the YouTube CEO. He said it in the video that he's been sending emails for who knows how long, tattling on Ethan.
He's right. I'm sorry. Def Noodles is right here.
By the way, speaking of, since we're on the topic,
I just don't care because I'm sure this jackass is doing it forever.
Def Noodles, he put out a video today showing some DMs Keemstar sent him, and they were so mind-blowingly insane.
yeah.
I mean, I've got messages from him like this my whole life, but it's
just for the last couple of years. You haven't known him your whole life.
interesting to see other people sharing. Let me find this DM.
I'm interested.
Hang on here. I'm just.
Keem.
Guess what, folks?
He's terrified of Def.
Why is he so scared of Def Noodles?
He wanted Def to be his replacement at one point. He reached out to him, and Def turned him down.
Then why would he be so terrified of him? Actually, most of the heat has come from our side, not Keem, right?
I say most of it has
this
come
guy
from us, yeah.
This guy Stark. I'm glad he's a Spider-Man alpha because he's always been a joke. Why would he be terrified of Def?
I
mean, if Def started to get like 1 million, 2 million, he would probably start going a lot harder at. But it's Nick. It's really the commentary community more than it's him.
Right. Like I don't think has Keemstar ever made a video on Def Noodles?
No.
So he has bitched about him on Twitter, but I think we led the charge on that.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but looks like Nick and stuff. Yeah. Nick, Augie.
All right, let's listen to scuffed M&M over here.
Just worried that Def is on the come up, and he actually.
Well, Def Noodles.
Actually, Def Noodles is taking a dive and had to change get rid of his character because of Nick. I mean, like they're so hopelessly ill-informed, or they know they have to phrase things in a way that Ethan needs to hear it. Because how much you better he's one of those. How much you want to bet? Put a one in the chat if Keevan that you think Ethan's a don't do that. You know what I mean? You know what a don't do that is? I have to do it every so often, but some people do it more than others. Like you do something, and then after the thing's over, how'd it go? Don't do that. He's a don't do that. He smells of a don't do that. And you never know when you're gonna get a don't do that. So he's just or maybe and Starkiller's such a suck off as it is. He's barely a man.
Noodles is really good. Like honestly, he's super organized. Like he gets, I don't know, man. I really actually like his videos, and he like dropped the shtick recently.
Yeah,
and
because of you. Because his connection to you is screwing up his stories.
Shout out to Def dropping the shtick. Good choice, my dude.
Because of Nick. Remember when he started losing subs about a month and a half ago, and all of a sudden he unblocked Nick and went on a fucking tirade?
Yeah.
I do.
I do too, yeah.
Really, it's the commentary community. What does he have to be terrified of Def Noodles for? What is he? I want to check. Is this helped or hurt? Because we're talking about 1,000 sub a day guy for something. Oh, he's back. Oh, then he just got a big kick from Ethan last night.
Yeah, they literally said go subscribe to Def Noodles.
Yeah, but you look at these gaps here. So he's good. He's paying them off. He's paying them off like he pays off comment. He's paying them off.
Yeah.
What are these subscribers gains? Look at this. Since January, got a little bump. Boom. No subscriber gains from April 5th to April 21st. Go find out when fucking Nick's video was.
That was literally in April.
Bingo!
It was in April.
Fuck you. That's right, because I think it was when I first started mowing my lawn again. I think I'm gonna mow my lawn this week. Fuck. Oh, my daughter's coming tomorrow, so maybe not. I'll get out of it. Or maybe I'll make her mow the lawn.
April 2nd, 2021.
This is all horseshit. He has never been the same. He fell off. You can see it right here. He fell off. I mean, I wish I could fall off like he fell off, but shit. So what are you talking about, Starkiller, you suck off?
Actually, really enjoying his videos for drama. Here
Not
it is.
really apologizing.
Bro, this shit is gonna blow your mind. Just watch this. This is a little bit of a side, but it's worth it.
There are some insecure 40-year-old man having a midlife crisis.
Hold on, let me go back.
Literally months over
coming from the most insecure person in drama.
DMs. He doesn't want anybody to have a piece of the pie. In fact, Keemstar is so out of his fucking mind when it comes to competition, folks, that even though we had spoken for literally months over DMs.
Then how come he comes on my show like 2 times a month? How come he's always on Augie's show? Why? How come he's gotten our channels back? How come he's gotten Tipster back in the pay program? I think he did. Didn't he do that? Was he
I think that was that Ethan and Keem last year?
He doesn't even like Tipster. I think. Yeah, I forget about that. Augie. Like if that's true. Look, if anyone starts getting close, we're going to war. I guarantee motherfucking it. I'll tell you that. But the idea that he's terrified of Deaf Noodles, especially at the time of this broadcast, is ridiculous. Look at these stats. This is Deaf Noodles for the last 2 years, and this is around the time that people found out that he is utterly full of shit. I mean, that is literally one of the first true things I heard him say about the emails. Like since I started paying close attention. And by the way, I complimented him too. I sent him a DM and I said, you're doing something really different. I just had no idea that anybody would be so unapologetically dishonest and hide behind satire. God, what was the call when we did get to the point? We said, fake, like something like fake host, real news.
Yeah.
It was never going to work.
We have each other's phone numbers. We texted. We even talked on the phone.
So what? So do we.
Several times, one time for almost an hour, even though we had somewhat of an acquaintance with each other.
So he wasn't afraid of you.
The minute that Ethan Klein and Trisha Paytas started retweeting me, he absolutely lost his shit.
You were fucking saying bullshit. It was so incredibly biased. You were so incredibly on this team. And then and by the way, Nick called you out for blowing a Charlie D'Amelio story prior to that. You poor bitch. You've been schooled. And I got news for you. Let me tell you something about this. This little jump he had right here in the last 24 hours, I've gotten these before from scares. They go away. You got to do it on your own. So he got a nice little jump when he got on 10K. That must feel good. It's a good job. He still gets decent hits. I don't think he's not getting what he used to, is he?
I believe he was getting like 1K a week or something like that.
No.
Before Nick's video.
His hit. I wonder what is his hits like. They don't show that, do they? I think his hits have gone down too because I think he was doing 200K a day with hits. And he doesn't always crack it. I mean, these are decent numbers for anybody. You can make a living off of this. But $3 million a month, that's excellent. But it's not what he was doing. Daily average 200. This is a healthy channel. There's no doubt about it. I'm not saying it's not a healthy, but from where he was. That's why he scrapped the motherfucker. The mainstream media was calling him out, Ethan. Oh, that's Ethan Klein. As long as you just regurgitate his bullshit, you're a trustable guy. You're worth hiring. I hope Star Killer's like a kleptomaniac and he just is stealing shit all the time. That would be fucking funny.
He's stealing like a
like something that's really gonna hurt them.
Even though
I can't stand this. Anything else I missed? I can't listen to that.
So it gets going a little bit more. He goes into DMs with Keemstar.
I don't care.
Okay, I mean the DMs are kind of.
Oh my God, he said nice things to him once. So did I.
Well, no, I mean Keemstar was saying mean things to death.
Fuck him. So he said mean things to him once. That's so out of character.
On Twitter.
Let me spice up this show.
Ethan 10921. Ethan insinuates that Keemstar got Deaf Noodles suspended on Twitter.
I'm done.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, okay. Sure. Didn't he offer to get him back? And he's gotten the YouTube channels back that he doesn't like anyway. None of this makes any sense. It's a circular firing squad, and I hate to say it, but the most believable person is Keemstar. And I'm sure he's lying too about something. They're definitely playing to win. And Keem lies when he's playing to win. God. Who am I going to go with? The jackasses that fucking, the cancel culture jackasses that fucking call people snitches when they get hoisted by their own petard, or Keemstar. I'm going Keemstar every time.
So to change subjects, there is a timestamp where Ethan Klein says that Trisha assassinated Jason Nash and David Dobrik's character, and it has him questioning everything.
Oh.
He does say he still believes the victim, but...
No, you can't do both. Why? Then you're not questioning it, are you? Give me that timestamp. Pronto.
1 hour, 1:28:14.
Hey, comment cop. I'm totally. How much you want to bet Matt told me the truth? Now he's questioning everything? We got to get these guys off. Finally, YouTube steps in.
Disturbing to me how she's openly lying. She really convinced me of this dog lie. And
does anybody believe that he didn't know this?
She really successfully assassinated their character. Now, the thing that
he wasn't in on that?
Dobrik and Jason.
That Jason and David get criticized for is out there in the public, like the Seethe kissing prank.
From Def Noodles. Holy shit.
And the allegations that were written up about David. But in terms of whatever personal anecdotes Trisha's sharing about them, especially about Jason and David and stuff, I mean, this specifically has me questioning everything.
They're all the same. You're all the same.
And I can't help but wonder if I've just been a useful idiot to her this whole time.
Oh. He's not a useful idiot. He would never want to be seen as somebody like that. He's just doing whatever he can to swing, and it's a huge miss.
And the essay allegation about Dom, like all that stuff that was made publicly separate of her is like, 100% believable. But like this dog thing, like I just feel like I've been the useful idiot to her the whole time to smear these people that she hates. Because
wait. You believe the victims, but they smeared them, and now you're questioning. You can't have it both ways. This whole thing encapsulates Ethan and fucking Trisha perfectly. This is incredible. Well, thank God you caught this one.
And flat out horrific lie to make about someone. And so like,
wait a minute, you believe him, but they...
And, if she's willing to blatantly lie about something so mundane, it really makes me question everything she's ever said. I mean...
But I believe the victims.
Mundane.
What did I say?
Mundane.
Mundane?
Sure.
Did I say mundane?
It's the way it was spelled on the computer. What do you want from me? All right. That's unbelievable. It's just like everybody sees this for what it is. They see Trisha for what she is. They see Keem for what they is, and they see you for what you are. Boy, I love Comment Comp to explain that one to me. Where am I off? Where am I biased on that one? Love to know. Holy shit. I believe the victims, but I'm questioning everything they said. Maybe I was used, showing a slight bit of sympathy that he never showed. And then constantly repeating, she's on Keemstar just to get at me. No shit, Sherlock. Welcome to drama. You're not even good at it. You suck. You suck. And how are you going to get good at it when you got guys like Star Killer and that bald weirdo? Like, how are you going to get... you're just like... Who's the asshole who played Batman? I wonder if I could play that and get away with it.
Michael Keaton.
No,
Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck.
Ben.
Does Bill Maher claim? I've never heard him claiming somebody, so he probably did.
You would think he would. I don't know. I know which clip you mean.
I would think he clips. I would think he
would.
Yeah. Well, going back, Bill Maher had a show, and he had Ben Affleck, who apparently is like a Harvard graduate. I don't know how, but I don't really think much of those degrees anymore. I think very differently about them. I think they program people. And he had Steve Harris, who is an legit intellectual. I think he's a physicist, for Christ's sakes, right? So he got into it with Harris, right? And he went to the old liberal standby era racist. And long story short, Harris ate him alive. And there's this one point where he realizes it. You can see, he physically realizes it. He just goes, I don't think he was ever on Moore's show again. He used to go on and argue with Ann Coulter and all those people. And he realized that. And I remember, it was a kid from Jersey. Well, he's not a kid. He's older than me. Opie Anthony. Jimmy, I want to get it right because I was stealing it. But he was 100% correct. Little Jimmy. What's the one comic from? He's from New Brunswick, for North Brunswick. It's O&A. Opie and Jimmy.
Jimmy Norton.
Jim Norton.
Yeah.
Little Jimmy Norton. And he said, this is how this happens. You have a bunch of people around me. Like he starts like Ben's with his people take care of him. It would be like you. It'd be like you guys, right? You're helping me out. You're doing this, and we're around each other a lot, you know. And their job is to make sure he can get jobs so they can stay employed and whatever their jobs is. So during the day, and you see me go off about politics all the time, right? And you probably just roll your eyes and nod your head. Okay, fair enough, right? But here's something you don't do to me, and don't start. You know, you never say, wow, Tommy, I really never thought of it that way. Jeez, that's a good point. And Ben Affleck, because he's in Hollywood, has that. He has that. So when he actually went up to somebody who knew what the fuck they were talking about, he get annihilated. It's Ethan to a T. That's Star Killer and every other jerk off. Just like, you know, Ethan, that's really good. You're amazing. I mean, look at everything you've accomplished. If you hear that enough, you'll believe it. And you'll believe you're invincible. Though he doesn't think he's 100% invincible because Sam Seethe, apparently. All right, let's get through this. We got 13 minutes. Let's take calls. Angry Slug, do you have anything interesting to say?
The Ethan versus H3 shit is fucking stupid.
I tried. Yes, I know. I just did a whole podcast on it. Miss Perfect Paradox. Are you there? Or are you screwing everything up? I'm going to put her, check if her mic works. Somebody go in there or whatever the hell. I don't even. Somebody go help her out. Rando, you're on the air. Rando, you're on the air with Tommy C, the famous Tommy C.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
No, he's not.
Person of color.
Regurgitator, you're on the air.
Hello?
Yes.
All right. Have you heard of Hassan getting shit because like he wore a shirt saying "Eat the Rich"? Meanwhile, he lived in a fucking mansion.
Yeah. Here's the thing about commies and socialists: they're all frauds. I made a perfect tweet today. A perfect tweet. All right. Here's what I wrote, and I will be repeating myself. This is a perfect, brilliant tweet. This Hassan the Hun thing has nothing to do with socialist principles. The less principled socialists aren't angry at Hassan for having a $3 million home. They're angry because they don't have a $3 million home. The more principled socialists want a $300 million home, knowing that nobody else can have one. And that's socialist to a T. Socialism creates exactly what Marx was trying to avoid. It creates it eliminates in a sense, it does eliminate class. The idea is a classless society. It says no upper, middle, and lower. It's a two-tier society. It's two classes: government and people that are dictated to by government. That's it. So Hassan probably has absolutely no problem playing the capitalism game. None. Zero. Zip. Because he thinks people like him are the ones who's supposed to be charged. That's why you got to listen to like how crazy Vosh is and how crazy socialists are. And by the way, just check their historic results. You can see the same thing in Venezuela. All throughout Eastern Europe, it becomes a two-tier society: government and the governed. Oh, it doesn't work. Poverty follows them everywhere, and it's always somebody else's fault. Yeah. Same thing in Cuba. It's government and the governed. So yeah, I like Hassan doesn't. You gotta. Some of you people gotta start realizing There are people that go into socialism and believe in it because they think it's going to better mankind. And there's other people that think they're going to be in charge of everything. And there's another group of people who are even more dangerous. At least they know this. I don't give a shit about socialism. I'm just gonna have a good position. And there's another group of people that are actually more dangerous. They're the ones that want to hand the bread off the trucks. None of them are conscious about this. And what I mean by that is their idea of paradise is they give you, because it gives them an incredible amount of power. You can eat? Okay. It came from my hands. So what does that make you? God. They're the most dangerous because they're self-righteous. Saddam, I don't know. I don't know. Hassan's, I think he's too stupid to have an ideology or even understand what he's talking about. He just regurgitates the talking points he probably learned in Rutgers.
That's a lot of money, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, didn't he have his father work for the Young Turks? And from what I've heard, his
uncle works for the Young Turks. He's another one. They're all commies. Yeah. They all wanted to. They all think. I remember my dad. He knew this guy. He was a real smart guy. He was in Mensa. He went to chess club with him, right? And he was a communist, right? And my dad and him got real good. My father was just right wing Reagan supporting Buckley conservative, but they got along quite well. And the one thing that my father said he noticed about him, he said he really wasn't a bad person at all, but he was incredibly lazy. He didn't want to work. He wanted to be supported based on his natural gift of IQ. The guy had like a 148 IQ or something like that. Something ridiculous. Enough to get into Mensa, right? Mm-hmm. But he wanted to be like supported because he just had this genetic gift. That's like I'm really run fast, so support me. Well, most people that really run fast or have some kind of athletic skill, they're actually helping the people that are supporting them by earning the money. He just wants to be supported. Who knows where the money comes from, but they just want to be supported. You got to understand something. These people hate capitalism not because they don't want the luxuries in life or the opportunity to get them. It's because they don't want anybody else to have them. There's a ruling class and there's a ruled. That is the ultimate result of Hassan's ideology. And liberalism is just its same ideology, but in larva. It'll bloom. It always does. And if you don't think I'm right, remember how many people like from the 90s and 2000s that were like liberals and how radicalized they are now. Have a good day.
Keemstar's in waiting to call.
Wait, before I go,
no. Keemstar's in waiting to call. No more politics.
By the way, just very fast.
What? No, get out of here. What you want, son? Why'd you snitch?
Listen, we gotta talk about this snitch shit, all right?
All right.
I've always done whatever was best for the fucking community.
I know, I agree with that.
Okay? We are in a situation where this guy is literally clearly bullying and harassment and like fucking breaking the YouTube's terms of service.
I don't care.
And he's going after people. And so if somebody responds with the same energy, they get taken down and Ethan doesn't. I mean, this is horrible for the fucking platform. Absolutely horrible. And I sat back and let this happen for a year and a fucking half.
That's true. I said that before. You still snitched. I just don't care that you did. Do you understand where I'm coming from?
I snitched publicly, of course.
Yeah. I don't care. That we're on the same page. You snitched. So what? You did. So what? That's kind of our thing. You snitched. Normally we'd be upset with you, but fuck him. That's pretty. We're on the same page.
Snitched. Imagine if I responded by saying some female person in his immediate family had a loose pussy. Okay, if I said that, my channel would be gone. All right. How am I put in a situation where I literally cannot defend myself, where I can't come back with the same energy? How is that remotely possible? How is it possible that all these creators that he goes after cannot fight back with the same energy? You know, like how is that? It's not even remotely fair whatsoever. And we got to understand, all right? Favoritism still took place even though they took action.
Oh, I agree with that completely.
My video that I uploaded on Ethan Klein that got struck in by YouTube was taken down in 2 hours. His video was up for fucking 4 days, 3 days. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're hours versus days.
Can I ask you questions? Can I ask you? I have a bunch of questions. Are you going to go back at him? Are you going to continue to do this? You think it'd be better to lay low now and let him destroy himself?
Well, I uploaded a Twitter video. I offered him peace for the third and final time. We'll see what he does. I mean, I've been on a plane. I just got back to Buffalo. I have no idea what happened. I know he had some type of show. Did he say anything about it?
He said a lot. He made a 2-hour podcast.
He just mauled it, and he had no, like, it was crazy. He's calling you a snitch. But he's the one that wanted this stupid creator-on-creator harassment. He's the goddamn one that wants to bring David Dobrik to account. He's the cancel culture guy, and he's like, Keem snitch, and I'm like, yeah, like, and most of my fans are like this too. Put a 1 in the chat if you agree with me. Yeah, Keem snitch. So what? You do every day. Your entire fucking podcast, whole platform, whole network is cancel culture snitching. So yeah, Keem snitched. So what? I mean, that's the way I feel.
I mean, can we just talk about that? This guy, like, created the rule.
I know. He was the first to talk to Susan about it. We need greater harassment. You know?
I mean, at the end of the day, I'm dealing with someone who literally uploads videos titled, "Should we deplatform Keemstar?" He's talked about getting me deplatformed over and over again. Like, what do you expect?
Did you see that one of his hosts said, we on the H3H3 podcast think everybody should have a platform, unlike some people? Did you see that?
That's hilarious. That is just hilarious.
It is hilarious.
I tweeted out the fucking video. The title of the video is "Should we deplatform Keemstar?"
Yeah.
He has said so many times on that show that Keemstar should be banned on Twitter, Keemstar should be banned on YouTube, Keemstar should be banned everywhere.
Sure.
Like, is this a fucking joke? And listen, I really don't give a flying fuck. I just want to point out, whatever energy comes my way, I'm going to match it with the same fucking energy. This guy has been trying to get my fucking channel deleted forever, all right? And I've had to sit back and play good boy and follow the fucking rules. Well, now he has to follow the fucking rules too. And at the end of the day, all right, war. Who wins? Who wins the war?
You're
the
winning.
last one fucking standing, and it's going to be me.
Yeah, but here's what I worry about. I think a lot of other people worry about this too. Is it going to go so far?
He left. He left.
Oh, yeah, he pussed out. You pussed out.
Dude, there was going to be so many other things we could talk about. Like,
I know.
He hasn't seen the podcast.
Oh, no,
yet.
Nick came in. That's why he bolted.
Something else. There's breaking fucking news.
What's that?
Oh, yeah. So the Ralph debate got canceled. Destiny was supposed to debate Mark Collette, right?
Okay.
So you know why Destiny walked off the debate?
What?
So when he was on vacation, he went with he went to go get from a dealer, like a streamer, some MDMA, right? It was fully crystal meth.
What?
He's been up for 36 hours straight.
Who? Destiny?
Destiny. He's like, I can't debate high on meth. Like, dude, these logs are hilarious from what he's been writing on Discord.
Is he a meth user? I don't understand.
No. He went to go get like ecstasy or MDMA or something like that, and they just the dealer sold him meth and told him it was fucking.
And he's gonna be a right-wing lunatic if he takes enough of that shit. You know what? If I was a Vosh, I'd be like, clearly you're a right-wing wacko. You're on meth.
Keemstar in the chat. BRB hiding like a man.
Oh,
be right back. Hiding like a man. He's trying to get away with you. Stop it. You like Nick. I don't know what. Like I'd like to ask you a couple questions, and this is pretty friendly territory. You know. I don't know.
He hasn't even seen the podcast. He doesn't know that.
Ethan went into,
that's
why.
No, he said he's hiding like he's Ann. He's making fun of Deji.
No. Yeah, I know he's hiding. Yeah, I know that. But you came in and he jumped. And then I want to ask him questions. See, here's what I'm worried about. I'll say him out loud. I'm slightly worried that, let's say Keem.
I'm gonna pull him in.
All right.
Yeah, he's
okay.
back. Yeah.
All right, pull him in. We're not trying to corner you, by the way. We're not trying to hurt you.
Oh no! I had to respond to a call.
Don't you like? Here's what I worry about. Okay, and then you can tell me why I'm wrong. All right, we've been into it before. Are you going to use this tactic when Ethan's gone on somebody?
Absolutely not.
I hope not.
Dude, listen. This is the biggest point I can make, and it's so crystal clear true. Okay. I've been able to defeat all the people that have tried to ruin my career forever by simply, talking shit back, by bullying back, by making fun of them, all right? Like, I'm put in a position where I can't make fun of this guy. I mean, it's insanity. It's insanity. I can make fun of anyone else except for Ethan Klein. I can crack jokes. I can do whatever against anyone else except for Ethan Klein.
By the way, he called you a liar. He called you a liar in the podcast. He said that no one, because I remember you said, I want to say it was in between April and May, maybe June of last year. You said that YouTube talked to both of them. He said that's entirely untrue.
Well, that's what YouTube told me.
It's what YouTube. Well, here's the problem. Here's the problem with it. Why didn't he call you out and say YouTube didn't talk to me, bitch, last year? That would have made you look stupid.
But you know what?
Why did he wait?
Let's say that is true. Let's say that is true, Tommy.
Okay.
All right. Let's pretend that that's true and YouTube didn't tell him to calm down.
Yeah.
They came to me and said they talked to both of us and that we both need to calm down. So again, it's Keemstar versus Ethan Klein and YouTube, and that is not fair. Who wants to live in that fucking world? All right.
Yeah.
Who wants to live in that world where YouTube's protecting one creator and fucking trying to shut everyone else down? No one wants to live in that world.
No, there's some truth in that. I mean, I get your arguments and everything. It's just like
the issue with it, and the reason it's so hard to sell, is you're referencing emails that the public doesn't have access to, and that's the issue. That's why people are pushing back so hard against that.
Dude, do you think YouTube would like me lying about fucking emails saying me to stop?
Absolutely not.
I literally tagged the CEO of YouTube and I tagged Team YouTube and said, you sent me emails saying I couldn't send horse pictures. Like, you really, I'm just going to publicly lie and tag the CEO of YouTube and Team YouTube saying that I have the emails? Like, that's insane.
Why
if you
won't
don't
you show him
trust
then?
me that I don't have the emails.
Why don't you show him and censor him then? Just censor the names. I mean, I understand why you'd want to keep that quiet. Just censor it. Just show the
I don't
email.
think I can. I'd have to talk to YouTube to see if I could show the emails, and they're probably going to say, no, please don't.
Okay. All right,
Keem, are you aware of anything
that's like the main contention that I've seen with this. Like that's like the big question, is if the emails actually exist. So I'm just running that by you.
So I'm okay, but come on, seriously, I'm lying about having these emails saying I can't do this stuff, and I'm tagging the CEO of YouTube and lying about fake emails and Team
Look,
YouTube?
if YouTube didn't believe that you were in the right in that situation,
they wouldn't have done what they
taken
did.
Down Ethan's videos.
Yeah.
Okay then.
I'm just saying that, like, yeah.
Look, he went to YouTube and he cried about horse pictures. That's what happened. All right.
No, that's
he also went to
harassment.
YouTube. He went to YouTube. He cried about Leafy. All right. He went to YouTube and he cried about the video that I uploaded. Like, come on. We're talking about a guy.
Well, he didn't even just like go to YouTube. Like, he went like publicly. He was talking to Hassan Piker. There's a whole segment on his channel like, should Keemstar be deplatformed? It's very like well documented his stance on that.
I know. So it's absolutely insane, right? And like, as far as like Keemstar snitching, Keemstar did this and Keemstar did that. Keemstar's just trying to fucking do my career and have a fucking career. Keemstar's trying to survive something that was like impossible to survive. I mean, I wasn't at war with Ethan Klein. I was at war with Ethan Klein and his buddies at YouTube.com.
All right.
That's what I was at war with.
What are
How
future?
fucking insane is that?
Okay, you're clearly ahead in this war. Is it time for you to tone down and see what he does next? I mean, I would respond to this
offered him
podcast.
peace.
I would not respond to this podcast. Well, he didn't take your offer. I would not respond to this podcast. It's just him molding and crying. It's actually funny to watch. I wouldn't comment on it. Let him boil himself in his own venom. Let him go.
I just want everyone that's critical me of snitching or whatever, or complaining that there's favoritism. I want everyone to know that, look, this has resulted in so many negative stories that have come out about Ethan Klein that I don't even cover on Drama Alert because I'm afraid that it will be perceived as bullying and harassment. I have been put in a position from emails from YouTube to say, hey, stop bullying him, that I myself am giving Ethan Klein special privilege because I'm afraid that if I upload a legitimate story where I'm exposing him as a hypocrite or exposing some bad thing that he's done on his platform, that it will be perceived as bullying and harassment. Who wants to live in this fucking unfair world?
Yeah, but you know what I worry about? When you're winning, when you're ahead, you'll keep going. And here's the thing: if you guys keep fighting, it's clear. I don't know that you are. That's what I'm asking. Like, it's clear that YouTube doesn't want. It's clear that YouTube. Your story makes sense because it's clear that YouTube doesn't want strikes because they've struck you both and they want you to stop. will somebody stop when they've claimed victory? I mean, because what we worry about down here in I got to pay my bills land, and I don't get to drive a Tesla land, is that you guys will fight to the point where they come down and make some kind of legislation, there'll be rule change, and we're all fucked down here. That's what we're worried about. And I don't care who gets me fucked, whether it's you, Trisha, or him. I don't want to get fucked. Somebody's gonna have to put their all right, we're gonna let this slide at some point. That's my point.
Tommy, he made the bullying harassment rule with Susan, okay? And now I have to live in that world with his rules, all right? He went after my sponsors, all right? Now we have to live in that world with those rules.
Yeah, but now you're saying it's on for the rest of us.
He took my video down. Now we have to live in the world with those rules.
So it's okay if I do it now? I don't want to do that.
And I've been put on the defense to simply react to this insanity that goes unchecked over and over and over again.
I've had to do that. I mean, I don't know, man. Somebody's got to take it out eventually.
Specifically about saying there's more proof one way or the other. What proof does Ethan have that Keem got Def Noodles banned from Twitter? From my end, that it looked like Keem was trying to get Def Noodles put back on Twitter. I don't know, dude. It just seems like people have been throwing shit for the past few months.
Why would Keem help him back? I mean, it's not like he offered Def Noodles a hand and never has helped anybody back before that he didn't like. It's such fucking horseshit.
The whole thing back and forth between Keem and Ethan is just a lot of shit flinging.
I just wish I want somebody I think Ethan's crazy, and I'm just hoping let this guy boil himself. I don't want this I don't want to turn into a snitch fest, because that's the problem. It sounds like it's all right, this is the environment we're in. Now it's game on. I don't want it to be like that. I don't think Keem wants it to be like that.
Tommy, I'm terrified to criticize him because I feel like YouTube will take action against me. I'm terrified.
Right,
and I've been terrified for a year and a half.
All right.
What the fuck is this?
My advice.
Can we also just take some acknowledgement of the stuff that he said about me and the stuff that he was doing about me? I mean, this guy on YouTube had a Keemstar puppet and he was fucking it.
It's funny.
Come on YouTube.
Oh, come on, that bothered you? Come on, that bothered you? I mean,
do you think? No, of course it didn't. Of course it didn't.
Yeah, but he could do it. Nobody else can.
You can't get away with that. You do that, you're getting a strike.
Yeah.
Nick does that, he's getting a strike. If anybody on this platform does it, they get a strike. And guess what? YouTube reviewed that video, and that was fucking age restricted, because it's always been us versus Ethan Klein and YouTube.com, and enough is enough.
You're right. I did it to Cronin.
Snitching, am I really snitching on Ethan Klein, or am I snitching on YouTube? This is YouTube's fault for protecting this fucking guy.
Well, it does. It's all right. You're saying they're protecting. I don't know. Oh, boy.
Last question I got. When you made that Twitter video, was your goal to get Ethan's video taken down, or was your goal to be able to stand up for yourself? Did you want it where you could punch back, or did you want it where he gets hit?
I wanted someone from YouTube to come out to me and say, listen, all right, you're allowed to respond to him with the same energy he's putting back. That's what I wanted, all right? Yeah, all I want to do is make fun of this guy, but I can't. All I want to do is criticize this guy, but I can't. All I want to do is go after the guy that is literally trying to take money from my children, money from me, money. I want to go after the guy that's trying to rip my fucking career apart.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I hope you know when. I don't think you would purposely hurt the platform. I don't believe that. But I worry that you might accidentally do it. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, I love how this guy has literally been trying to deplatform me.
Yes.
I love how this guy literally did something with fucking Leafy. He got my fucking video down. He helped create this ridiculous rule in the first place, right?
Do that. That's no doubt
and
about
somehow from this commentary community, I'm getting more criticism.
No, you're not.
Than him.
Most of the commentary community is got your back, and we're eating big fucking criticism for our own people.
There is no commentary community.
There is.
Well,
you're
whatever.
To
they
it.
better have my fucking back, because this is gone. This is gone for such a long fucking time. This is such blatant bullshit.
Everybody,
I mean, dude, it's time to stand up and fight to the fucking death, and there's no rules in war. When I say fight to the death, that's a metaphor, obviously. Nobody's actually fighting to the death on YouTube.
Yes. But I'm not, I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm sticking to my principles. I don't care what you say about me. I ain't striking nobody. I'm just gonna deal with it.
Because,
I
like,
understand
I'll
your
look at
argument.
what
I
I'm
get it.
saying.
I have no doubt in my mind that he's trying to end your career. I think that's fair. And you know what? He said much the same thing. They both believe the same thing. But I just
Can I
worry.
ask you a question, Nick, Tommy? Okay, let's say there's get rid of Keemstar and Ethan because that comes with too much predetermined background noise, right? But let's just say there's two creators that are going back and forth, and YouTube goes to one creator and says, "Hey, you can't make fun of them," right? And you have to be silenced, right? Basically. And he tells the other one, go off, say whatever you want, make fun of his little dick or whatever. Like, dude, do you as a third party have a right to have an opinion on the clear biased?
Sure.
Then I have a right to have an opinion on the fucking clear bias. Anybody call me a snitch is fucking stupid.
Right.
Stupid. You're the type of motherfuckers with the lowest IQ that someone with like a 5-year-old could take advantage of you. And you get to a point where you have to do something, you have to say something, or you cease to exist. And my whole goal is to live forever, you stupid motherfuckers.
All right. That's all we got for you, Keem.
All right, see ya.
Take care.
Peace
Thanks.
out. Yeah, if I'm in the same position, let's pretend I'm in like a hypothetical situation. Maybe we'll use me and Def Noodles as an example. When Def Noodles was basically slandering me and saying a bunch of other shit. Let's say we're both high-profile YouTubers. He's winning the Twitter war in terms of like who's believing him more and stuff like that. He's saying that like we're racist. This is like maybe I should have used Def Noodles as an example, but keep in mind this is hyperbolic. That we're racist, we're harassing people, we're like coming in droves to like disenfranchise minority creators and something like that. And then maybe he's running, I don't know, 21 videos out of 22 videos on me in a row. Right, kind of the way he was like treating James Charles.
Sure.
If I go public and I say like, "Hey, this is fucking stupid," like I'm unable to respond to him in such a manner, or I risk getting a strike on my channel, but this guy's allowed to like post 20 consecutive videos on me when I'm like well documenting the fact that a lot of the stuff he's saying about me is lies. A lot of it is bullshit. A lot of it's ridiculous. I don't think I get criticism there. I think the reason that people are pushing so hard against Keem in his specific situation is because he @ Susan and he @ YouTube. And I almost but I think
you would take more shit.
I think
you would take more shit. I think we'd take more shit than Keem.
I think if he didn't put @ YouTube and @ Susan and like didn't say that in the video, I almost think this is just another Keemstar Twitter video.
But does he get? I agree with you. But does he get a strike if he doesn't @ Susan?
If the video, let's say that. First of all, I don't think Ethan does. Second of all, if Ethan still did, I almost don't think the argument there like to make that. Like if he's just venting on Twitter, I honestly don't think there's the argument there.
I gotta interrupt you. Running Riot, do you ever listen to what's on this program and you're trying to irritate? If someone makes fun of you, you criticize and make fun of them back. Yeah, we know that. What was he fucking saying? He says he can't do it. That's what he claims. I don't know if that's true or not. He didn't show the emails. I think he should show the emails. But like, listen to what the guy's saying. So that argument's fucking stupid. Thanks you. Message retracted. Thank you.
When I look at Ethan and when I'm actually like, I don't know, looking at a lot of his content, I think I told you the first time we covered this on the show, is that like I wasn't surprised Ethan got a strike for that segment. It sucks that it had to be that way. Yeah. And it sucks that like it went down the way that it did. I'm watching this and I thought he was flying pretty close to the sun for a while.
You had said that.
I thought a lot of the stuff he was saying about James Charles, comparing him to R. Kelly and stuff like that, making like pretty fucking far out pedophile references that were dramatically over what everybody else was saying. Like he really has kind of towed the line for a while, almost under the radar, I guess. And like that whole community really just didn't care, so nobody really talked about it. But I wasn't surprised he got hit. It's just I don't know.
I did the same thing with a doll. I did the same thing with a doll, and I never got a strike for it with Cronin. But as small as I was, like over 1,000 subs at the time, I did the same thing he did with the Keemstar doll to Cronin, and I got an age restriction. So that was 2015.
I feel like when Keem sees the podcast, Ethan podcast, he's gonna.
I don't know.
Go after.
My stance on this is that like I think you can point out a hypocrisy here, for sure. Whether Keemstar agrees or disagrees with that, that's fine. I just don't think that we're battling on the playing field of hypocrisy anymore. At least we haven't been for the last year or so. So I forgot that people still cared about hypocrisy
like,
when we have like so many clear examples of Ethan going back on things.
What
that
do you
he
like? Here's the thing. Like, here's the point that I can't get around. You know, I want to. Like, he's a snitch. He snitched in my book, dry snitch, whatever you want to fucking call it. But here's the thing. I can't get mad at him because, like, he's making a point. This guy's fucked David Dobrik. He's going after fucking James Charles the way he did. How is he not have a right to defend himself to the best of his abilities? And if that ability up until includes Susan to save his career, why can't he pull that option? You know, this is not the streets. Dude,
you know, if you watch that video raw, do you see that as a dry snitch if he doesn't at Team YouTube and at Susan Wojcicki?
No, I wouldn't see it at all. No,
because I that's like the big point of contention. I think I really sway away from.
A dry snitch is when you snitch by accident. By the way, that's what that means. That's when you snitch on accident.
Yeah. Like, I don't know. And dude, I'm almost shocked to this day that he even got the strike. Like, I thought like his content was going that way. I just never thought I'd see the day that Ethan actually like got hit. It's weird. It contradicts, but it's like,
see,
I think you know what I mean.
I feel that the longer Ethan drags this out, the more likely they are to make some kind of rule change that fuck the rest of us. You know what I mean?
And Ethan's dead on about that. Like, that's one of the things they're saying is that like these guys have to give a huge stance on this, otherwise it could lead to a. And I'm just like, bro.
He's
aren't you the guy who said last year that you were not going after channel sponsors because like you had to go after G Fuel because it was on the desk during the hurricane of destruction or some shit? Well, see, aren't you like the same guy who said that you weren't like
Ethan seems to believe that his career is in jeopardy from Keem.
For a year?
This is why this is so dangerous, because they both believe the other one's trying to take them out, and they're probably both right. But I just don't feel that way as much as I do. Keem is not mentioning him on. He's only pulled a big gun almost a year and a half after the original incident, and we've seen look, the David Dobrik stuff, the James Charles stuff, that happened in between Keemstar wars or skirmishes or battles, whatever the fuck you want to call them. When he didn't have fucking Keemstar to cancel, he couldn't. I mean, it's like, how much is it like? How believable would it be? Is like if Keem's like if H3 is saying privately, I don't care if I lose everything, I'm going to get that guy canceled. I'm going to get him kicked off of YouTube. It wouldn't surprise me at all. It would not surprise me a bit. How can you fucking piss and moan and whine and cry cancel at the same time say Keem snitched? When you were the person that talked about getting this stupid rule in place in the first place. You know, running riot, that rule where we could actually go back against each other and not lose our channels over it? You know that one? You dipshit. Everybody wants that, but whatever. Style Killer is malnourished. He's got plenty of demon.
Yeah, maybe in his fucking brain.
Yeah. All right, I want to do who's in there? 2 calls. Anniker, you're on the air.
Hello.
What's up?
So I just I had a question for you. I was thinking, what do you think it is about this community and like Augie's community and Nick's community that attracts such I don't want to call them retards, but
retards. No, that's the right answer. That's definitely the right answer. So many retards.
I didn't say that.
Like, what the fuck are these people? Like, I get it. You like them, Tommy, because
it's Discord. It's Discord. You get drawn into like the sense of a community. Like, you don't have like friends and stuff like that when you're these kinds of people. So they huddle into like Discord where.
None of them ever worked.
You know, I kind of resent you going after my community. Yeah. I mean, are you like what's retarded about this show or what you heard today?
No. I'm not going after your show at all. I like when you bring them on.
The audience members.
The audience members. I'm talking like Angry Slug. I'm talking like
Dad. Dick, totally. This is the world. This is the Pete. You're seeing the real world. You probably live in a certain area where you don't have as many retards. Well, I grew up next to New York City, and I've been in the Army, and I've been around the world, and they're absolutely everywhere. The thing is, there's places you can go where you don't meet less, like, I don't know, the suburban areas of Long Island and shit like that, or up in fucking New Hampshire or some white bread picket fence town. This is what the world looks like. This is actually what it is. So when people actually see the world, they're like, oh my God, everything's fucked up. No, this is normal. This is actually normal. Go to New York City. I know it's normal. I'm an
EMT. I'm just asking, what do you think it is that attracts them to this
The other part that you're not like considering is that there's no human interaction. There's no pressure of being in public. They're more confident on here.
Yeah.
You make a good point, I guess.
Yeah.
Especially when they're behind a profile pic, they're extremely confident.
Yeah.
What are you worried about? Who cares? There's plenty of weird people over there. Here's the thing.
No, I'm not worried.
Weird people are the spice of life. I honestly, like, people that get to, that person's weird. I wasn't like that in high school.
They should be relentlessly bullied.
Yeah, me too. But
I do too.
yeah, I know. Weird is the spice of life. If you dismiss weird people then you don't get Einstein. You know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
I'm sorry.
You don't get the public spectacle, the fucking.
Well, no, it's not even that. If you dismissed everybody that didn't act like fucking like you're supposed to act and follow every rule 1 through 4, then you miss out on Einsteins. You miss out on like creative genius and stuff like that, and you also miss out on total retards. You know?
Yeah, see, it would be a utopia. There's no like overly smart.
Yeah, no, it would suck because everybody is the same.
There's nobody who's smarter than me, and then there's no retards. It sounds like fucking utopia.
No, I don't think that'd be a utopia. I like a little I don't know. Do you like video games that have like random things that happen, like GTA, or just like they're on a fucking train going along? I don't know.
I see where you're coming from.
I like it, you know. So I like weird people.
Fair enough.
But I will say this: if you go into this weird world, Discord really, I think it's Discord, like you said, they can fuck you up because you can. I know what you're saying. They're mentally exposed, but I like weird people, and I'll talk to anybody.
Okay,
and it doesn't offend me. And like when I had enough, here's the best thing: upper right hand corner, click. You're gone. It's over with. You know, have a good day.
Speaking of weird people, pull DJT next. I want to hear his buttery smooth voice.
Okay, talk to you
That's
later.
a lot of money, I guess, for a person.
All right, I might have to do what's it called? TJT. All right, we got a lot of people in there. We're doing rapid fires next. DJT is not ready, and he's buttery smooth. He's in the goddamn islands. Probably going fishing.
Miss Paradox will be ready. I talked to her.
All right. DJT, you're blowing it. Okay, everybody, rapid fire. 1 and done. Take the call. Get out. Get out. Go away. All right, here we go. Agmar, 1 and done. Shoot.
All right. That last guy was retarded. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Angry Slug, 1 and done. Shoot.
Steve to leave. He tried to.
I don't care.
What the
fuck? Freddie blew it. Miss Perfect Paradox, 1 and done. Shoot. Perfect Paradox, shoot.
I talked to her. Oh well.
You're full of shit. Spotter, go. 1 and done. Spotter. No, I'm out of here. I'm not saying. THS, 1 and done. Shoot.
I love the fact that Ethan will bring up some dumb shit about Keem and then not bring up that Keem's addressed it and walked it back later. It's so fucking funny.
I have noticed that myself. That's a very good point. Nico, 1 and done. Shoot.
All right. Trisha Paytas is a circus animal and should be treated as such.
All right, true. We got an intellectual.
All right, I'm out of here. I'm done. God, I did 2 hours for Christ's sakes. Hey, babe, I have any chance to get late tonight? Your answer. Too late. Should end the show.
This is the almighty infinite, independent excellence. Devil fighting, rebel titan, weed smoking alchemist. Fake identities, okay, you cool with Jason Bourne. Running with these Wolverines, okay, you about to catch a storm. I ain't never been a liar, got tired of niggas playing me. Head in my legs like she about to catch a pedigree. Chi-town to King's home, slapping 5s, black stones, 6 mile to danger zones. Bullets look like waffle cones. Folk affiliated to evolution of Machiavelli. Don't make me lead them eagles to you like I'm Chip Kelly. They feel my struggle, I express it through my hip hop. I'm about to make it hard to breathe. Here's a headlock. Oh, that was insane!
Good one.